Hello and welcome back to a new video with your boy Righteous, aka the GOAT. I decided I'd revisit this kind of video idea because low-key this is the most fun I've ever had on YouTube, is making those videos, and I'm gonna be so honest, I have no clue why I stopped because that's low-key my most viewed video on this channel. So I decided let's just revisit what I was doing in that video and find some new dumb games to like dog on. And also, your boy is in Minecraft. So, shout out all my miners out there. Anyways, in today's video, I'm going back to the Google Cardboard and peeping the new games that they be dropping because you know some new peak has just dropped on the App Store. I actually have an iPhone now because my Android phone I used in the last video just stopped working. Like, it just ended it. Loki just hated me one day and just decided it didn't want to live anymore. So, I got an iPhone 12. So, all the VR games in this video are going to be on the iPhone App Store. For those of you that didn't watch the first video or you just don't know what Google Cardboard is, basically, John Google and John Cardboard had a collab and they brought this thing, which they basically just grabbed like a pizza box and like folded it so you could put your phone in it. Anyways, let's get into the game. To even play anything on this piece of cardboard, you gotta download apps. So I went ahead and went to the App Store and just searched VR. When I opened the App Store initially, there's like a bunch of stuff that Apple is pushing at the front page of the App Store. And most of them made sense. They were like games you could play, but one of them was Drift Off to Sleep with Don Cheadle. Bro, what? You could sleep with Don Cheadle. You know the guy from Iron Man? What else is Don Cheadle in? I don't know. I was trying really hard not to press the get button on that. That sounds so like worth. So tonight I'm gonna be drifting off to sleep with Don Cheadle, but until then, let's get into the VR games. Now, the first game I decided to download was VR Escape Game, and this game looks pretty fun because, I mean, it's in the name. We're gonna try to escape challenge. The icon for the app was like just a door, so like we low-key probably will be escaping from this door. So I was really excited, but as soon as I pressed get, it made me update it like a billion times. So this game is like up to date because they be updating this game every second. Also, something that was kind of funny is if you look at like the what's new tab where they like the new updates, it's just fixed a bug. What bug? Like, this could be a million things. It's like new update. Updated the game. Nah, really. But don't worry, they fixed this bug 4 years ago, so we don't gotta worry about that now. So this is pretty much all we have to work off of, like, of what this game is gonna be. Also, the description of the game was just escape from the room. So, take a wild guess what you would do in this game. But anyways, I decided it'd be time to open the game for the first time. And let me just tell you, when I opened this game, it was not what I expected at all. As soon as you boot up the game, you are greeted with the most beautiful melodies that your ears could even fathom. John Williams, bruh. I swear they had John Music on production, bruh. Inventor of music. Because this was like the greatest song I've ever heard in a single video game in my entire life. I had to just sit there and listen to it, bruh.
VR Escape Game.
After you sit there for 3 minutes waiting for the song to be over, you decide that you can play the game now. Unless you're trying to listen to it a second time, which I do not blame you because I low-key did it. The main menu gives you 4 options: start, extra, pictures, and end. Pictures, for some reason, opens up a gallery of just 2 pictures that I guess make an appearance in the game. Then the end button just closes the game. And I don't know why they had to include that in there, but if you were trying to end the game, now there's a button to do it. Love this new update, guys. That might be the bug they fixed. I don't know. It's just so funny that like the song is just so cinematic, and then the actual screen you're looking at is literally like the worst thing ever. Anyways, once you start, there's a tutorial round, which you're in this giant room with like a bunch of arrows pointing at stuff. It's very simple. Basically, you just press this on switch, this wall comes down, you grab a key, open a door, and then you're in the escape room. It takes real skill to get out of this, so lock in. You spawn in this really small office area with a bunch of like keypads and puzzles on the walls, and there's a computer and a desk and like some arrows to move between like the tiny hallways. So I decided I'd look around first and see what I could interact with. The first thing I looked at was the desk cabinet, and there's just this bunny that if you tap it again, it emotes. And I have no clue why it does this, but he is actually geeked. He is jamming out right now. And then I opened the other door and I found a key. We beat it already? It was that easy. JK, it wasn't actually the key. But I thought it was at first. I tried it and it didn't work. Also, when you grab things, they just slowly approach you. Like, you have to wait there like at least 30 seconds before you actually equip an item. It's literally so slow for no reason. I also looked in this other cabinet that was behind me, and can we talk about the elephant in the room? I'm like literally so confused right now. I have no clue why there's just elephants in and horses. But when you tap on them again, they just start walking. Then there's just this printer with a giant table, and that does nothing. So far, I love this game. On the floor, there's these like little green arrows, and if you look at it, you can move to the next thing. Anyways, the other room has a couch and this TV, which both don't do anything. But if you open up the cabinet again, what even is that? That's like a Pokemon, bro. Still to this day, like, I'm recording this after I beat this whole game. I'm just telling you right now, these things, they serve no purpose in the actual gameplay. Like, I still do not know what these red and blue Pokemon things do. They just sit there and like breathe. Anyways, if you open this treasure chest, you find a piece of paper. After messing around a lot, I figured out that you put the paper in this printer that's in the main room, and then once it prints, it gives you a code, and you use this code to put on the keypad on the wall, and then once you put the keypad in the wall, it'll open up this other door, and before you go in, you gotta emote with the bunny, because why else would he be in the game if you couldn't emote with him? And in this new room, when you walk in, there's this cat in this cage. The key we grabbed before is what you use to open this cage, and then the cat comes out, and then he just dips on you, and you gotta go chase after him. He jumps on a bunch of things, and then you kind of like touch him, and then he jumps onto other things, but then he grabs a bomb. Okay, just kidding, it's not a bomb, it's a screwdriver. Then you use the screwdriver to go to the other room, and then you unscrew the table thing, and oh my god, that takes literally ages to do. Like, bro, the developers probably released 5 new updates since I was doing this. As soon as you tap the thing for it to unscrew, you're already on an older version, bro. It's just so slow. After it does that, it gives you some symbols and colors that you gotta match on the other thing that was on the wall, and then once you do that, you win. And you already know how to get a quick emo with the rabbit, bro. Me and him were geeks. Anyways, after the door that you escape from is open and you walk through it, it takes you to another level, and you're on top of the entire city with the cat that you met, the goat. And I'm gonna be so honest, I like sat here for literally 5 minutes. I had no clue what to do. I looked around everywhere in the city. I tried to look for clues. I tapped on the cat more times than I can count, and I realized I'm just kind of slow, because eventually I looked up and it's literally just the end screen. When you're so goated at escape rooms, you're just constantly in that escape state of mind, you know? So I was just trying to escape. It's an escape game. Why wouldn't I be escaping? Anyway, after you're done playing, you turn around and press the end game thing, and then it orders you to remove the headset. It does not ask. It just says, remove the headset now. Because if you don't, they will punish you. Also, I decided for this video, it'd be funny if I looked at the reviews for all these games. A lot of them were basically like, yo, feel free to fix the bug. And boy, did they deliver 4 years ago with that new update, that groundbreaking update. But nah, actually what the reviews were was just like, just boring stuff. It's like, yo, this game is good, but not that good. And then there's some of the reviews where they're like so passionate about this game that they like sit down and write the whole paragraph. I put less effort into essays for school than this dude probably put into Escape VR Room review. First of all, I like that it has an option regarding if you want to use a VR or if you don't. I chose VR because I wanted to use my new headset, because I mean, who doesn't? It was quite hard looking for game, and I came upon this one. I looked at the reviews first, and if majority or them are good, I download it. I honestly had higher expectations. I don't want to seem like a person who always points out flaws out, to be honest. I thought this game was boring, but not boring. What? I thought this game was bad, but not bad. As a person who always wants to finish something they started, I was up for a game that was good for headsets. I didn't really like this game because the only thing you could really do was to turn your head and pick up things. What do you want to do? It's VR. If you don't have a remote, then it let you pick the stuff up. I honestly thought that you could move and walk, but you just stood there. What does this dude expect? This is a Google Cardboard. This dude got the cardboard box, folded it, and was like, I thought you could go inside the game and walk around. Brother, no. Like, bro, the most immersion you're gonna get in Google Cardboard is smelling the grease stains from the pizza you ate out of it like 30 minutes ago, back when it was a pizza box. The next game I played was VR Grocery, which is basically this simulator where you shop in VR. And if you don't know what VR stands for, luckily they put in the title in parentheses, virtual reality. I don't really know what to expect for this game because one of the reviews says this game is amazing, and then this other one says great game but scary bug. This game is so fun. Maybe some things could be added, like a list of supplies. The bug or scary part is when I check out, it brings back to spawn and everything is covered in blood. So hopefully that doesn't happen to us, because I'm just trying to shop. But let's get into the game. You spawn in the game with 2 main options to pick from. One of them supermarket and the other one's linear, which basically one is like you can walk throughout the whole market, and the other one is just you just stand still and just buy things. The supermarket is pretty big, and all the shelves have a variety of items like apple, orange, grape, cherry with 1 R. The cart has an option to teleport to like a specific aisle, which phases you through everything. So it's like really trippy in VR, but it gets the job done. To go forward in this game, there's like this little green icon on the shopping cart that once you tap, it just moves you forward. But they haven't coded in like an animation so that when you turn, the cart moves with you. So you low-key be drifting the entire time. The cart just faces one way, and then if you like were to go sideways, it just kind of like goes sideways. Also, if you're into like skate games, this might be a good game for you, because I just drove through and all of a sudden I like popped the entire map. And then all of a sudden I was doing parkour on all the grocery aisles. Like, this is the best experience I've ever had at a grocery store. The only sad part is like you're the only one there, so it feels like really ominous. But other than that, that, it's goated. But things may be covered in blood. We don't know. Also, I didn't realize it until after I pressed it, but there's this little icon on the shopping cart that just basically says, I'm done shopping, and it just slides you all the way through all the objects and all the aisles and all the things, and all of a sudden you're checking out. So, the first time I bought nothing. There's no way to get out of this menu. You just kind of sit there, and it shows you, like, the history of everywhere you've been in the map. But I decided to try again and try to actually buy some items and see what would happen. Anyways, fast forward a little bit, and we're back into the supermarket. This time I decided to get enough things to fill up the cart and see what it was like to actually purchase something. So I picked up a few things, and by the way, when you try to pick something up, it has a little description of the item, but all of them literally say this is an example product presentation, and sometimes they say it 3 times if you didn't get it the first time. Anyways, I went around the store and copped enough things, and eventually I found what looked like alcohol, so I was like, I'm copping the whole shelf. So I'm not alcoholic, but in VR, I am. When I was grabbing all these bottles, I didn't expect for it to actually, like, keep going. I didn't really know when this was gonna end. Eventually, it did, and I ended up going back to checkout and buying all of these things, and it ended up costing me $370.66. But before I moved on from this game, I decided I'd go back to the home menu and try the linear version, which is basically you just don't walk around and you just kind of look at a shelf. And that's really what it was. You're just in this empty facility, and you look at this one shelf of, like, milk. I don't know why they'd add that as an option. Like, who wants to play this game to just look at a shelf and buy milk that isn't real on a cardboard? Anyways, I give that game like a 1 star, bro. That was so trash. I don't know what the reviews were on about. They glazing. They were actual VR grocery glazers. Anyways, the next game I decided to check out was Start a Family with Don Cheadle. Okay, just kidding. I wish that was a game, but it's not. The actual name of the next game I'm playing is Crazy Goat VR, which actually used to be my old YouTube channel, Crazy Goat VR. Just kidding. That was not my fault. Crazy Goat, the hit-free mobile arcade game, returns in virtual reality form. Experience the most crazy VR goat game. There's big competition on the market, but this one's the best. Once you get into the game, you're put into this, like, skybox area where you can kind of watch the whole gameplay go down. And basically what the game is when you tap the screen, the goat runs, and when you tap it again, it stops. And wherever you look is where he runs. You basically just run around like a crazy goat, and you can run into, like, fences and, like, cars and trees. But it wasn't too long until I figured out how to actually, like, break the game. Once you run into this, like, AC unit thing outside from the house, you can just, like, absolutely tweak out. This game is hands down the dumbest game I've ever played. There's literally no need for this to be in VR. Like, what is VR about this? You just look from the sky? Like, you're not even the goat. After 5 minutes of playing, there was like, okay, what do I do now? So I just decided to see how far the goat could run. And then after he got to the farthest point to where I couldn't see him again, I decided to look around really fast and just see what would happen. And it wasn't that exciting. Also, the reviews are awesome on this one too. What? When I was gonna play, I put it on my headset, and then it started turning around and over again, and I didn't like it. So then I refreshed, and it still gaped. So I deleted and downloaded it again, but it still doesn't work. So I just waited until I joined on 5 a.m. and it still doesn't work. I hope you can figure it out, man. Like, I know you're really trying real hard to play Crazy Goat VR, but this was a fun game, but there are not any other levels. So you just run around the same area, knocking down trees and whatnot. So all in all, it was fun, but it got a little less exciting after a while. I don't know why people have such high expectations for Crazy Goat VR. There's no shot you, like, downloaded this game and you were like, this is about to be peak gameplay, and if it's not, I'm gonna rage. Anyways, after enough gameplay, I was like, okay, I'm done. I low-key expected more of this game. I don't know. Anyways, those are the Google Cardboard games I decided to visit today, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you really did, make sure to subscribe and like. I'm trying to come up with more commentary video ideas, like, what's it? I did this one. I did the Google Cardboard one. I have one with AI. I have a bunch of them on my channel, so if you want to go watch any of those, I'll have some in the card up here, and then also don't worry because I'm gonna have some in the end card at the end of the video with my outro. Anyways, bye, guys.